Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Sports Illustrated's Fan Nation, Las Vegas Raiders Insider Podcast. Merry Christmas to all of you. I am so excited to be joined by this guy, my buddy. I am your Raiders beat writer. He's my assistant beat writer. He's my friend. What a great guy, great husband, great dad, great journalist. Just my guy. Zeke, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Hondo, doing very well, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I always love talking to you. Of course, working with you every day is such a privilege. You're such a terrific person. I love our team, and we got such a great group of people. And getting to work, especially with you, just every single day is a lot of fun. I'm blessed. So Merry Christmas to you, Jasmine, and the kids, and Merry Christmas to all of our viewers today.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
So let's dig in. I'm gonna tell you what has stood out to me this week. When you watch Aiden O'Connell, he had a little bit of swag.
Oh yeah.
Just had a little bit of confidence. I think they're going to be a little bit more aggressive with him, and maybe you saw it differently, but I picked up on a little bit of swag from the young rook. How about you?
Yeah, you're not the only one, and I'm not the only one. I think Devontae Adams even mentioned it, and so did Antonio Pierce. They both kind of alluded to the confidence growing in Aiden, and you can just kind of tell you can tell he's becoming more vocal. You can tell he's knowing where to go, when to talk. What you can just see week by week he's growing, even down to the last game against Kansas City. He's actually growing on the field as well. Finished that game with the highest quarterback rating in the NFL. So he's growing all the way around, and you can definitely just look at how he's walking, listen to how he's talking, and kind of tell that growth is starting to happen.
I have friends that play for, coach, or in management of almost every NFL team. So you can't really be a fan. I just root for good people. And man, there's so many good people in this Raiders organization. In fact, I don't know of one person in this organization I don't consider good people, just top to bottom, just great people. I am intrigued, and I'm looking forward to, as a football fan, watching this football game on Sunday. I think there's only two national games left for the Raiders. This is one of them. Excuse me, this isn't one of them, Chargers and Chiefs. But I think this one sets the groundwork going into that Bolts game. I'm excited for this football. I think the bye week came at a great time. I think these Raiders are itching to make a statement here.
Yes, they're ready. I'll say this: I noticed a little bit more of a pep in their step in practice yesterday, just doing the simple team drills that we have a chance to watch. Those guys all looked like they had a little bit more spring in their step. I will say this though, to your point, we're not really fans. We don't get to be fans like that, right? Because it's just after you've done it for a while, you have to remove the fanhood from what we do every day. But like you said, we do have rooting interest, and we do like rooting for people. I know you've been in locker rooms where everybody may not have been great. I have been. But this isn't the case here with this Raiders locker room. Everybody here, whether that guy plays well on Sunday or does not play well on Sunday, he's a good guy. He's a good person. There's no guys in there that are mean, or even the organization. Period. There's nobody that's mean. Everybody there is happy to be there, and we expect to see it translate to the field on Sunday.
All right. So, to me, at least, one thing that AP has done, and I think he's done a lot right, he hasn't made it about him at all. And because of it, the players have made it about him. And I think there is a unity in that locker room that we have not seen since Rich Bisaccia was the coach. And there is a sense of, we're on a mission. And they've got that bravado, not arrogance, but they have that bravado of, listen, we can be good. We believe in ourselves. And man, you know this, Zeke. You're a lot younger than me, but you've been around. You can't put a price tag on that confidence, can you?
Yeah, and this is what I'll say, right? It's not arrogance because they're not carrying themselves as, like, hey, we're going to go win every game. But how they are carrying themselves is we're going to put our best foot forward, and we're going to do our best, which I honestly feel like they don't think that they did that the first 8 games of the season. They didn't play their best. They didn't put their best foot forward. But now it's like, hey, we know win, lose, or draw. At the very least, we played our hardest. We played our best. And I think that's the confidence that you're seeing in that team. And again, AP alluded to it yesterday in terms of wanting his team to be known as a team that plays hard, right? Nobody's going to go 16, 17 and 0, but what you can do is go out there, give your best effort, and do the best that you can. And I think that's the confidence you're seeing in this team is they know they're talented, but they know they have to execute and that they can execute. And you can kind of feel that in the locker room.
I am looking forward to, I mean, one of the things that I really like that AP's done is every game they've been physical. Every game since AP's taken over, that other team knew they played the Raiders, man. Even when the Raiders have lost, they have been physical. I really like it feels like, and again, I'm much older than you, so I remember the Raiders when they were in their prime. It feels like old school Raider here. I mean, we're just coming and you may beat us, but you're going to feel us. I love that. Don't you?
Oh, listen, that's the best. That's the best because that team that has that attitude, they've got nothing to lose, right? Then it allows them to play free. And they go in there with that mindset of, hey, obviously we have our game plan, but more than anything, you're going to know after this game that you played the Raiders. The way you feel after you played the Raiders is going to be different than what you felt after you played other teams. So that's definitely been a change from AP. And I think it speaks to where he and where the organization wants the culture to go or / get back to, like you mentioned, right? It's just to kind of put that stamp on every game, whether they win or whether they lose. And like I said, that guy's unbeatable. The person with nothing to lose, it's tough to beat that guy because he's not going to quit. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do going forward.
I was on a national show yesterday. You'll appreciate this. And the person said, how would you describe the Raiders under Antonio Pierce? And I said, do you remember in Rocky 3? He's going to go fight Ivan Drago in Moscow. And Adrian's like, you can't win. You can't win. And he looks at her and he goes, maybe I can't.
Just maybe.
But to beat me, he's got to be willing to die because I am. I'm going to give him everything I got. And it's going to be, is he willing to give what I'm willing to give? And listen, I don't think the Raiders have gone into any game thinking they couldn't win because everyone they could have and everyone left they could. I don't think they're going to win them all, but could. But they are walking into every game like, all right, you ready? We're ready. That's fun to see, isn't it?
It's completely night and day from the first half of the season where they didn't have that, right? And you could see instantly again, they didn't go into any game thinking that they didn't have a chance. But I do think what happened was after the first drive or 2 or 3 of the offense not doing anything, the whole team kind of fell underneath that spell of, oh God, here we go again. That's not happening here. That doesn't happen anymore. Whether it's a good drive on offense, a good drive on defense, or a bad one, those guys have a different attitude. So these guys I think they're going in the right direction. Moving forward, I hope that they continue to grow, they continue to develop, and honestly get some of those younger guys even more playing time. So that culture that you're building is here long term. It's not just the surface level or the top guys, implementing that culture. It's everybody top to bottom.
One thing I want them to show Mark Davis is we came off a bye week and we're ready to go. We're prepared. We're locked in. I think that's another step. I think they're going to. I think we both feel that way. But it's another point for AP to make. All right, I want to talk about Malcolm Koonce. I think he had his best game as a professional against the Chiefs. I really liked the way when I went back and watched the film, I was like, wow. And talking to people I know at the Vikings, they were like, wow, that guy, he was really good against it. So that stuck out to me. What was your thoughts on how Koonce played?
So I'll tell you this, Malcolm is in Hondo, I played a little bit of defensive end on a very small level back in the day. So I love good defensive end play. Malcolm has been coming. Malcolm has been progressing. Malcolm has been progressing week by week. And it's been fun to watch him, right? Like he's not necessarily the biggest guy, the strongest guy, or the biggest household name out there, but he's been close, right? And I think for Malcolm, what you have noticed is that he's taken that small but big step from getting close to finishing the deal. And if he doesn't finish the deal, he at least makes such a mess in the backfield that somebody else can come clean it up. So Malcolm has been progressing week by week. I'm excited for him. You talked about earlier good people that we root for.
Boy, he's one of them, isn't he?
One of them. He's one of them. Him, Diablo, those are two guys that I root for, right? I want to see those guys do well because they play their position the right way. They just needed some time to develop like most players do when they get to the NFL. So yes, the most recent game was Malcolm's probably best game. But I think if you look at, again, the film, you look at the numbers in terms of what he's done week by week, he's been gradually getting there. So if he continues to go that direction and stay on that trajectory and continue to take that next step, Malcolm Koonce can be special.
I think he can be. I think Divine can be. I'm sorry, buddy. You have to understand something. Zeke, would you call me a big guy?
Yeah, listen. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. I'm a big guy. Zeke is not.
Hey, I'm insecure about my weight, Hondo, okay? 200 pounds, baby. I'm getting there.
Wait, we're not talking about weight. I mean, I think I'm a fat guy, but I think I'm tall too.
Yes, 100%.
I'm a big guy, and I mean, there's fat, there's tall, and then big is both.
Yeah.
You're not a big dude, okay? You're a Smurf.
Yes. Hey, listen. By NFL standards, okay. Yes, okay. I'll take that, but I must
when
say,
you say I played tight end, I mean defensive end. It's just
on a small level, very very small level. I'm sorry, don't
on
get
the
me started
Smurf
on
team.
Yeah.
But I am gonna. You got to give me credit for one thing. I've taken you out to eat how many times, and I'm trying to get you over 200.
Yes, you are. Listen, you do all you can.
Over 200.
200. Yes, sir. You do all you can. I appreciate that.
Man, I pile the groceries into you, man. Jasmine's got to love it when I'm taking you to dinner because it's saving you guys on your because I'm piling it on with you. All right.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
I want to get into another area that I think is really important. I expect the crowd to be very pro Raiders this week. The Chiefs, I didn't because so many tickets have been sold and that fan base travels so well prior to the regime change. And I think the Broncos, but even last week when you saw the Chiefs game, there were more Chiefs fans than Raiders, but I thought the Raider fans were louder. I thought they represented really, really well. I think this is going to be a distinctive home advantage for the Raiders this week. What do you say?
That is what we would all fully expect because of the fan bases that you're playing obviously determine this ratio. So I think with it being the Vikings, I think with the Vikings having a down season by all accounts, in the Raiders coming off the bye week, I would fully expect Raider Nation to heavily outweigh Vikings fans. But at the same time, you never really know because you do play in a destination city. So it's Vegas, right? Just like Los Angeles, they're in a similar boat.
Vegas, baby.
Yeah, you just never really know. So is there a chance that Vikings fans obviously would show up in numbers because this is Las Vegas? 100%, but I still think at least 60-70% Raiders fans is what I would guesstimate going into Sunday.
Ezekiel Trezevan, big game this weekend. I'm picking Raiders, and I'm going to say this. If the Raiders win Sunday, and I think they're going to, they're winning Thursday.
Oh, yeah. That's
your
ahead.
Thoughts. Huh?
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
I think so much momentum. Then going to Thursday with another nationally televised game, Raiders going to make a statement. Now, AP's going to have them guys ready. Let's talk about it. Your prediction.
I've got Raiders 21-14. As badly as I want to, hike up the score, I just think that 20 mark is about right for them. I think the defense is going to continue to do well, play well. So I would believe they're going to, contain the Vikings on offense. So should be a Raiders victory if you ask me.
24-17, silver and black.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to be a Raiders W for sure.
It's going to be a good one. We're looking forward to it. Ezekiel, always love having you on. Merry Christmas to you, Jasmine, the kids. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Remember, you're listening to the Las Vegas Raiders Insider podcast. We're from Sports Illustrated's Fan Nation. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can follow me now on IG. Hondo SR. Hondo Senior. Hondo SR. Are you on IG?
Yes, I am a little bit. I don't do a whole bunch on there, but I am on there. Yes, sir.
All right. I got to make sure I give you my phone. I don't know how to follow people.
Okay, I'll
So I
help
got
you
to
with
give
that
you
for
my
sure.
phone. You got to teach me how to follow people on IG because I couldn't find you, but I want to find you. And then don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Hondo Carpenter, at HONDOCARPENTR. Now remember, you can get this podcast. We do one every single day. Uh, but we also offer it audio only if you don't want to look at me. And I don't blame you. And it's on Spotify or Apple or anywhere you get your podcast. But also, I do a second podcast every day, which is 5 to 15 minutes. It's called Riding with Hondo. I usually do it in the car or whatever. Dexter and I, my son, will do it when we're in the car together. So sorry if he cries sometimes. He's not really crying. He's trying to input into the podcast. But we do it where I just get a nugget or information. Make sure you check that out. It's only available on the audio version, but I think you'll like it and you'll enjoy it. Zeke, you're my guy. You're my buddy. Merry Christmas to you. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us.
Same to you. Talk to you soon, Hado.
Bye, buddy.